Hello guys, this is the weekly Heather recap for the third week of February. I'm a little late this week because I was on Rico Watch. None of this week actually includes the baby being born. If you want to see that, I'll put a link to the live stream I did kind of doing a walkthrough of Heather's whole pregnancy. Next week's recap will include the birth and everything. This is basically everything up until I think right before labor. Exact dates will be in the description below, as well as the live streams I did covering the full clips if you want to check those out. This week started off with Heather complaining about being woken up multiple times in the night by Xavier. They is Xavier.
You guys remember when I used to complain about, well,
I mean, everything.
If you really know, then you know that I used to be up at this time and looking like $1 million and feeling like $1 million 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, who knows. Remember last week when they were waking me up every day at 3 a.m.? Now this week, they're waking me up at like every hour to hour and a half.
Later on in this week, she goes on to say that they is Xavier. Xavier's been waking her up all night.
Not allowing for any regular sleep. And I don't sleep during the day. And they've got me up every hour to hour and a half. God, please don't let me lose my mind. Please. I need it right now.
I mean, I think you lost it a while ago. This is also the merch that she was selling of Xavier's fine art for $125, which I think is a little steep.
I am here with Xavier. Babe, do you want to say hi?
So this is Heather's live stream after they bought this. I guess think about the Coca-Cola. Xavier could be in a Coca-Cola ad, guys. What a useless human being.
We are still in our tent. If you guys have been following along, I just want to do a quick 5 to 10 minute update on what we've gone through so far, what has been the response from the people around us, including law enforcement, the court systems, etc., and so forth, and what we have done to kind of get ourselves out of this situation.
Which would be absolutely nothing. So this is basically the same old song and dance. She does a little bit of different variations, so I included those.
I came out in a reality show that I am not very proud of, but I didn't really know what I was getting myself into.
Despite you being the one to sign up for the show and knowing about the show and reading the contracts that you signed for the show.
I thought it was a good opportunity to expand my business. I had a content sales business at the time, and I thought that it would be a good publicity opportunity to get my name out there and, continue circulating content.
So basically get more people to look at her cam work and OnlyFans stuff.
Now, how did I get to here? Well, as you guys know, as you guys have been watching, I began being mistreated by my partner and significant other, who I was a star in the show with.
So Dylan, it all goes back to Dylan all the time.
And he began to fall into some really negative, harmful habits, like doing too much partying and being around people who didn't have the same goals and visions that we had for our family.
I mean, that's a nice way of putting it, I guess.
We were separated.
He was on a bunch of drugs.
By the abusiveness of the situation. And I unfortunately ended up taking the majority of the beating, so to speak, literally and physically.
I mean, you were, together for 3 days after he got out of prison, and he got a restraining order against you, and you got kicked out of his apartment. And cue the craziness for the past 4 years.
About 18 months ago, I met Xavier after several years of being violently abused, very, very, very abused, following that unlawful displacement from my home immediately after the show. I made this available to children and under 18, so I'm going to be very censored here. I don't want to give...
Okay, so that's why she's not getting into too much detail. This is a new stick for her as well. She's trying to market her content to a younger audience, which is weird. She wants to make children's books. She wants to grab the attention of, I guess, like the teens and stuff and have them help her or just donate to her, I guess, like which is pretty crazy.
Too many details as to what kind of abuse I've endured. But I think it's important that children are hearing what's going on, because for the next subject, homelessness, I think it's just very, very important. There are people who walk by and they do stuff to us to, quote, make us look more homeless.
I don't think anyone's doing that. I don't think this is an important issue that kids need to know about.
There's nothing that you need to do to make us look more homeless. I think it's so disgusting that people want to make someone look homeless. What does that even mean?
What does that mean, Heather? This is your little speech.
Are you making someone look homeless, or are you making someone look addicted and dirty and like they don't care about themselves? Because the two are not the same. And I think that's a very important distinction to make. When you walk by a person, you can see a child will make eye contact with me.
Okay.
They'll wave at me. They'll say hi. They'll have a big smile on their face. And a lot of the adults with them will share similar attitude. But then you'll see some people who will really stare you down and just look at you like you are filthy.
Are you leeching off of their power? Are you causing a scene in a public park where they have their kids in it, ironically, since kids are the topic for some reason?
When that is not the case at all. Xavier has had several jobs. I have had 21 jobs exactly.
That's not a good thing. That's not something to brag about. You don't put 21 jobs on a resume. You usually put like your last 2 or 3.
And I have been coerced, extorted, manipulated, pushed, lied, or otherwise forced out of those jobs within the first few weeks or so. I think that society needs to come together. I've been a tax-paying citizen since I was 14 years old, and I have been under the impression that we have processes in place to prevent this type of treatment for all of our people, whether you're a citizen or not.
So she's like, I could always just fall back on being homeless in a tent because someone will step up and take care of me.
I'm not okay with this. And I don't think that you guys should be either. And so I think that as a society, our next step should be, number one, isolating my case.
Yeah, isolating my case, guys. Step 1, we need to get me off the streets. And then I don't really give a fuck what happens after that, but I'll pretend to care about the rest of society.
Asking for answers from local law enforcement as well as federal law enforcement, and not just answers, but accountability. And for that, there is a dollar amount. When I'm
she said it was like 60 million the last time I remember her saying it.
Crowdsourcing, when I'm fundraising, when I'm telling people that
fundraising, what are we doing? I didn't know this was a fundraising event.
This is what I've experienced and this is what I need.
Usually fundraising goes towards something. Like if she was like, I need to save money to get a lawyer to pursue all these cases, like let's say they're actually legit, it wouldn't just be food going to photo shoots and tinfoil and food and drugs for Xavier. It would be for the court case.
If you can help in any way, please do so. I use Cash App. If you can't donate, please send a gift card. If you can't send an e-gift card, please just do me the favor of calling local law enforcement.
Yeah, just call the cops. Annoy the cops saying that Heather is on Instagram and she's complaining again.
On my behalf, tap into the other sides of my personality. I'm a mom. I'm loving. I'm a woman. I'm funny. I'm a good friend. I'm compassionate. But
I'm not really any of those things.
The targeting, as I refer to it, which is the unlawful, slanderous, libel, and harassment that I have experienced since 2020, as that, continues or goes back to being inactive, because
but that's a problem now. Like if you're not getting harassed, it's a problem. That's like a new thing too. She was saying like, oh, if I'm not getting harassed, it's a problem now, because that's when Xavier starts acting up, right?
There have been several periods of inactivity with regards to those subjects. As it continues or declines,
isn't that the goal though, for it to stop? So if it stopped, why would that be bad?
My life continues to pass me by. As I said,
everyone's life continues to pass them by. What the fuck kind of point was that?
I won't go into details. You guys can read more. It's been very violent, very graphic, like R-rated movie type of victimizations. I won't go into this because I said this was acceptable for children.
Yeah.
So we're not in this tent because we're dirty. We're not in this tent because we're ungrateful. We're not in this tent because we're bad. We are not in.
I can beg to differ about a majority of those.
In this tent because we deserve to be here. We are in this tent because we have been blatantly abused, blatantly ignored, and blatantly overlooked.
Maybe by each other or to yourselves, but you just keep to yourselves in a tent and then just you blame like the rain targeting you. I don't think anyone's trying to fuck with Heather. For the few people who are targeting Heather, probably shouldn't, because like who the hell targets a homeless person like this? This channel is for documentary and entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to incite anyone to go I don't know, call someone on Heather.
For the past 18 months, Xavier has been a direct witness to everything that's gone on. Just because he's been with me and knows me, his phone number has been leaked and
By you leaked his number.
Targeted and hacked. And he has been on the receiving end of the targeting that I've been receiving for 4 years now.
Well, don't post his number to your FTRs. That's kind of your own fault, Heather.
If the only way for it to stop is that people start getting criminal cases and go to prison, then so be it. I cannot
You're gonna send them all to jail. That's a James Soroka-ism.
count on my fingers and toes the times that it's been done to me over the last 4 years. I would need my fingers and toes, your fingers and toes, Xavier's fingers and toes, and probably a couple more people's fingers and toes.
God, a lot of fingers and toes here, you guys.
We have been promised by city officials, by Xavier's father, and by numerous other resources, including strangers and sponsors, that we would be an apartment prior to the time that my baby is born.
What's strange? Just a stranger off the street? Don't worry, Heather. You'll be in an apartment before the baby's born. And she's like, oh, thank God. I was worried about that. Imagine some stranger just said that to her to try to comfort her, trying to be reassuring. Don't worry, it'll work out. She's like, okay, my work's done for the day.
I'm hoping that literally someone shows up in the delivery room with keys to a furnished apartment. I don't know what else. I don't know what other hope I can have at this point.
I don't know, but you should try to take life into your own hands. That's a crazy thing to hope for. I don't think that's happened to anyone.
I've proven myself capable. I've proven myself worthy.
How?
Of all the good things that life has to offer, and especially the privilege of continuing to raise my 3 children. And
well, you're not raising your 3 children. This is an insane little ramble she did here.
Soon to be 4th. The people who have been trying to cover this up will intermittently hack into my old Instagram accounts, change the passwords, and not allow me access. But there's still a lot of really critical information on the live videos.
Well, if they were hacking into your account to stop the word getting out, wouldn't they have deleted all the evidence, quote unquote, on there? Why would they keep that up?
Including when fake members of law enforcement. So
I think she just forgot her password. She's also saying fake members of law enforcement came in.
Not real police, but people wearing fake badges were chasing me down the street, picking me up by my neck and slamming me against a wall. Another fake member of law enforcement body slammed me to the ground at 14 weeks pregnant, knowing that I was pregnant while I was in a defenseless position, laying down on my back on a yoga mat.
There's no evidence of any of this. It's just her saying this. What she's doing right now, that's the evidence in the other videos. There's no actual video of these events happening.
I just want to get out of this fucking tent and on to raising my children, and just start moving forward and receiving understanding and explanations for how horribly this has been handled.
She just thinks someone's going to explain everything to her. I don't understand. If you don't understand, Heather, no one understands.
Well, I'm laying here. So from here, there's a platform here, right? Look, so that we don't get wet.
Yeah, this is Xavier grows when things are going too well or something. Becomes twice the size of normal Xavier.
That's the doorway. So I keep this over it. And then this is brand new clean. We just went to the laundromat yesterday and mine is clean. The platform ends right here. Okay. So that's all the space we have to sleep. It's about 4 feet. Xavier refuses to sleep in any of this area. Refuses. He stacks all of his bags up here from here all the way down. Refuses to sleep. That's all platform. So he lays right here. And then I have literally about 6.5 fucking inches.
6.5 inches, really?
39 weeks pregnant on a wooden, uneven platform with nowhere else to go. 3 to 10 times a night, he is waking me up.
Oh, see, she's identifying him as they now. And they are waking me up at these hours,
sitting at the door, doing God knows what throughout the night. Real Xavier doesn't treat me that way. Real Xavier literally the entire pregnancy and the whole time, even before I was pregnant, he would talk to my stomach and say, I'm going to get you pregnant. I love you. And I would be like, dude, calm down. We're sleeping in a tent.
Yeah, really calm down. I think he was doing drugs by the tent door, that they call it, the door, the flap.
He doesn't act like this unless everything is going well for us for longer than 6 weeks.
If we're not being harassed for 6 weeks, all of a sudden they take out the Xavier that treats me like the queen of the world and put this double the size person in his space who treats me like an option, who's nice sometimes, mean most of the time.
So yeah, double the size, mean Xavier because everything else is going good. So when she's like, they're all telling me these terrible things, like, what are you talking about? He said everything's going good, and Xavier's the bad one now. I don't know. I don't believe a lot of Heather shit.
Does not allow me to sleep, acts paranoid, acts schizophrenic. It's not Xavier. It's 100% the targeting.
The target, okay.
Why do they only do this when 6, 7, 8 weeks pass that everything is getting better? What's the purpose of that?
And she wrote this thing saying, pay attention to the support that disappears when you're too pregnant to have X. Refuse to be used as an X dollar. Cannot offer value to your ego of the oppressor. I want to press charges against everyone involved.
They're changing Xavier's behavior again.
So this is actually kind of a crazy one. Apparently there was a physical altercation, and this was just a few days before the birth.
Literally days before my due date, about to be 40 weeks pregnant. Could go into labor any day now. February 15th is my due date. And now the sawed-off water bottle that they have me urinating in.
She never gets back to this, the sawed-off water bottle. I don't know what she was about to say, but she loses her train of thought.
From the tent that they have me sleeping in for going on 12 months now. It will be 1 full year on February 14th since we've slept indoors in a bed. 1 full year of oppression, out of jobs, out of income. The only income that they allow me to receive is income that I earn fundraising through my socials. And woke up today after Xavier, again, fake Xavier, imposter Xavier, whatever the fuck Xavier we're talking about, who has been here every single day for nearly 19 months now, suddenly has problems with the way that we have to survive.
I mean, like, you should have a problem with the way you're having to survive.
And engages in physical altercation with me around afternoon.
And then it just cuts there, but that's not a good sign. I don't know. Like, you guys should not be having physical altercations.
Nearly a year, February 14th. You can go to the highlight section of this page. It's at the top. There's a little section that says Airbnb reviews. You could go there and look at every single review that has been positive, because I don't have any negative reviews because I'm an excellent guest.
Except for this review. So I'll read this for you here. As per her previous review, she might be a good person that lost her temper on that day. Heather and her partner started yelling at each other in the kitchen and scared everyone else in the house. 3 of our other Airbnb guests started calling us to inform us they were arguing loudly in the kitchen. I called her to inform her to stop screaming, and after about a 1-minute conversation, she yelled at me and hung up. She also turned up the music on the highest volume and opened her bedroom door to piss off the other guests intentionally. I called Airbnb support to cancel the reservation and put her out of the house, and she refused to leave as she did not have a place to go. Airbnb support took forever to respond as it was late at night. I offered her to keep her reservation if she would start following the house rules and quiet hours. She behaved after that and had no issues during the rest of the reservation. But maybe this would be the reason, because this is exactly, I guess, 1 year ago before her thing got canceled or blocked, as she says.
And for some reason, a year ago, Airbnb said, we're locking your account. So now, after the drama last night, literally I wake up, I'm sleeping. Do you understand this? I'm like this. Let me act this out for anyone who may need a little extra assistance understanding.
Okay, go for it.
I'm like this, or like this. Right? Holding on to my 40-week pregnant tummy, asleep in my tent because I've been denied shelter, 20 shelter requests, and someone is trying to open my Airbnb account.
That was you. You were trying to open the Airbnb account.
That has been closed for a year. that is not being used. So again, someone is impersonating me, probably the same people who have been using my health insurance.
Did you forget you did that? Like literally the night before?
Probably the same people who have been using my budget and my sponsored money. Probably the reason why Xavier and I have not received a meal in, I don't know, 3 weeks from the sponsors. And
we've seen her get lots of meals from the sponsors over the past many weeks. I don't know what she's on with 3 weeks.
I've had to improvise and handle everything. Probably all of those are the same.
What is she doing to improvise the meals? Is she going out and picking berries and hunting squirrels or something? Like, what is she doing?
Spa services.
Yeah, spa services are top priority, guys.
If you go to the FTRs and the One Heather GEE page, you could see I've been calling this out for 4+ years now. So they go down the line one by one, impersonating my friends and family. They
Okay, so she's saying that people are impersonating her friends and family now.
Force me, they do it to me so that I'll have no choice but to speak out on it and document it so that their future generations of people trying to figure out what fucked up shit they're doing.
Yeah, like the kids of tomorrow will be trying to figure this out in history class.
Can just watch my FTR section and get an idea. It's disgusting.
So I think it was her dad probably said something that upset her, because she says here in this note, because my father, knowing I've been raped, beaten, robbed, and abused and left outside to die, among other adversities, is going to have a problem with my attitude? Unlikely. So it sounds like he had a problem with her attitude, and she was like, well, this has to be an imposter dad. This can't be my real dad. I'll keep this up here. You guys can pause if you want to read this, but we'll move on.
Cannot find the videos for the Jeep or the Tesla stalkings. I swear to God on everything I love, they were there.
No, I'm sure they were, Heather.
100% they were there. So they're definitely there. I just need to find someone who can retrieve them from whoever archived or deleted them. But once they're posted, they're posted. So they're definitely there. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. We made it.
So this is Heather on Valentine's Day. I think she gets mad in this one because there is a person trying to use the washroom, what the washroom is intended for.
Tomorrow's my due date. I have no idea. This woman has been following me now. I have no idea. I go upstairs to the bathroom, they follow me. I come down here, they follow me. It's the same shit. They want to be famous or something. So we're again with the inconsistencies, numerous provocations in different various capacities, beginning first and foremost with the wheelchair. There've been about 30 implications now where they literally stop and draw attention to the wheelchair. I don't care.
What? Who's doing that?
Yes, I almost went into labor last week, Wednesday. Yes, I was on my knees, could not walk.
I don't think anyone's doing this, Heather. There's lots of people of all shapes and sizes that have wheelchairs because they don't have use of their legs.
Yes, Xavier took me back to the tent that you fucking losers have been holding us in with the wheelchair.
Who's holding you in the tent?
We are 3 blocks from the hospital. I would like everyone involved charged criminally. Everyone who's perpetuating false narratives, everyone who's using the likeness of my children, charge them all. Charge them all.
Oh my goodness.
Please charge everyone involved.
And again, 2 in a row. I mean, I don't know. We should be worried, guys. And then this is the floating head Heather. She does this sometimes. I think this is another Happy Valentine's Day, but it's 7 p.m.
Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I hope that everyone had an amazing day and no one forgot to tell their significant others Happy Valentine's Day.
I wonder if Xavier forgot, and that's why she mentions that.
And their mothers, okay?
I didn't even know that you're supposed to wish your mom a happy Mother's Day. Heather taught me something on this day.
I don't know if you guys believe in making sure you tell your mother Happy Valentine's Day, but I know she loves it.
She's like fucking, what's that thing from Power Rangers? That when she's like the floating head like that, it reminds me of the thing from Power Rangers. I'm going to post it here. This thing. It looks like this thing from Power Rangers.
So I just want to disagree with some people who keep on telling me, don't look back ever. Only look forward.
And I just want to tell everyone, it definitely pays to look back. And I mean pays.
Pays money. She thinks she's going to get a bunch of money for dwelling in the past.
To look back. I'm finishing up the baby's car seat cover to protect him from wind or water. There's like another component that I need to buy, and it's also a little blankie. And then we have everything ready. I genuinely don't know what to do, you guys. I just don't. It's very difficult to manage this pregnancy without one OB-GYN.
Yeah, well, an OB-GYN.
And there have been a lot of different, doctors who have been involved. I call St. Joseph to find out if they received the order, and it's just awful. I mean, it's like being passed from person to person to person to person who is literally enlisted to do nothing but play games. The electronic medical records are not new, ma'am. All you have to do to see if a patient's order has been received is search their name.
When was the last time you worked in this field, Heather? And I said this before, but did you think that having a pregnancy on the streets was a good idea? These are the kind of challenges you face when you decide to do that.
That's it. You can even pull up the fax queue and see what's still coming in that has not been classified yet. Why do these people keep playing with me? What am I supposed to do? Okay, so I just made a little invention.
I don't think this is an invention.
I'm not going to try to sell it because there's just JJ Cole has one, a bunch of other baby brands.
And it is windy.
Have one. These buntings that you attach to the car seat and baby kind of slides in. It's similar to that in what I invented.
But all these other companies have one.
It's this blanket here, and what I'm doing is I'm incorporating the use of receiving blankets so that this blanket can be the outer shell and the receiving blankets can be disconnected through either a button or a ribbon and thrown into the washer. For anyone who doesn't know, receiving blankets are made mostly from flannel or flannel-like material.
Just trying to do like an infomercial during a hurricane. What is this?
It's not really breathable and it holds in heat. Also, it's really thin, so it's easy to transport to the laundromat if you don't have a washer and dryer in your house. Again, I'm not going to be selling them, but just for us, I finished the blanket, you guys. I just have to get the receiving blankets and work out the button system. Okay, so now I just created a server for Discord.
This is a crazy server. I'm thinking about maybe doing a whole separate video on the server itself because Heather was only in there for like 2 minutes. She posts actually the 2 messages she posted, so I'll show them on screen. But it's just kind of turned into a no man's land. Like no one's running it because Heather just made it and left. Like I think she deleted the app. So it's a free for all. I don't know if I should put the link in the description because I don't know what I'm linking. But I guess like there's ways you can find it. You can get creative. I joined a Discord in 2021, I believe, or 2020. It is not the same. It is not Discord. I'm going to do a screen record and show you guys. I might have to take that promo down. It's literally just some bullshit. The first person on my server goes and makes a post. It's called Unspeakables. I don't think she ever gets back to the post that was made either that upset her. Pardon me, Unspeakables. So like instead of me calling the courthouse being like, hi, are you guys operating normally? I can go there and be like, yo, I noticed these weird things in my community. The courthouse doesn't seem to be operating normally. Does anyone else see that going on in their community, etc. and so forth? I go on this site right now. In 2022, it was about technology. It was about things that were going on. You could create your... Well, what you just described it, using it for, has nothing to do with technology. So why are you upset? I don't even know what her big deal is. Your own chat rooms and you use voice to chat and discuss. It is not like that. So I'm pretty sure that they're in my phone again and doing unlawful fucked up shit. Oh yeah. They're in her phone doing all this stuff, guys. That must be the explanation, not just like the app has a new layout and you don't understand it, or you just think like all this hate is unjust towards you. Creating a fake copy of Discord. Look at what they've got here. Look at what they've got. And I'm just gonna say this real quick too. There wasn't even that much hate drawn towards her. They're just like, Tesla stalked me. She's like, cheap stalk me too. So she starts going into the app store, downloading Discord. So this is the actual Discord. She shows that it's the actual Discord. I can't see anything like offensive. She says, "Hey, how are you guys? Thank you so much for joining the Discord server. I'm creating this community to report any news, exciting, suspicious, curious projects, happenings, or occurrences IRL, etc. and so forth." And she goes down. Says, "I saw a Tesla today. I think it was following me. Why did they do that?" So she types, "When Teslas follow me, they always do so in a yang, never alone. Hashtag same with Jeeps."
Why the fuck is my phone not running apps?
I mean, it is. You just showed us it running apps.
Why am I not being permitted certain permissions? A Twitter account?
Oh, you can't have a Twitter account? You need a real number, I think, to have a Twitter account. Or an email address? I don't know. Twitter's rules are crazy these days.
I'm not Donald Trump. What the fuck? I mean, this makes no sense at all whatsoever. I'm not reaching anywhere near. The only person I've ever heard of as being banned from Twitter is Donald Trump, right? And I disagreed with that decision 100%. What do I do? I'm 40 weeks pregnant.
Oh, I don't know. Just not have a Twitter, I guess.
Am I being held in this tech bubble so that I can be victimized further?
What do you think Twitter's going to do for you?
I'm also experiencing the same issues with Audible, YouTube, and several other apps that have content that is widely recognized and known.
It's like some Mandela effect stuff she's going on about. She thinks they're changing the books and the audiobooks of what she listened and read.
Whether it's a book that I've read myself and I know what the words are, they're changing the words, changing the meaning. So Amazon just gifted me a free book from Audible. I'm trying to download one right now. And it's like scary. It's like an anxiety.
It's scary to have a free audiobook, guys.
Producing situation, because how do I know that it's not going to be some weird lie book? You're literally teaching yourself and brainwashing yourself lies.
Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness.
What the fuck? How do we verify this?
Just don't trust your own brain, Heather, because I don't think anything's changed. I think Heather is misremembering.
So also now, Amazon Fresh is not functioning. 2 times today, 2 or 3 times yesterday, and then I have to call fake Amazon customer service. And
everything's fake with Heather these days.
And they're always on, straight up bullshit. Oh yeah, it should work. Just try again. Now they're trying to say try from another device. I woke up super swollen today. I'm having a hard time squeezing my fingers.
I don't know what that means.
They feel like little sausages. I didn't even eat yesterday at all, so that's weird.
I'd say that's bad, not just weird. You're pregnant. You need to be eating. I guess your improv for food didn't span out.
A weird elevation in sodium levels if I didn't ingest anything with sodium in it.
Maybe it's not sodium related.
I just woke up, texted the kids as I do every day, 40 weeks, 1 day pregnant. I have to go potty. Where are my sponsors who have been with us this entire time?
I don't know.
Because this just about, I would say 6 weeks ago, turned ugly again, where they stopped feeding us, stopped looking out for us. If you guys are listening, you guys know that I am a weightlifter traditionally.
Oh yeah, I forgot actually.
I want to go back to the gym so bad, you guys. It sucks not being able to lift weights. Or maybe create a home gym, or maybe hope that my apartment sponsors has a gym inside of it.
Yeah, okay.
And then lastly, you guys will notice that on some of my posts, they make my tooth look yellow. It's not in real life.
Oh, yeah, okay. Apparently, they put ugly filters on her, not beauty filters.
They call it buttering me. They also make my face look really fucking bogus and add wrinkles and all sorts of shit. It's not how I look in real life.
I think just her beauty filters don't work sometimes, and she blames it on these supposed ugly filters that I've never seen.
They've been doing this periodically. You'll find a lot of content where it's not like that. I've whitened my teeth. I've had Botox. This is not realistic. And I continue to call it out and point it out and even bring it up to law enforcement as part of the harassment and stalking.
Are you serious? You go up to law enforcement and they're like, look, this isn't what I look like. And they look at you and they're like, yeah, that's what you fucking look like. She's like, no, my teeth are yellow. It's like, yeah, they are. What is happening?
And still no one takes responsibility. Who goes in someone's phone? A pregnant woman or not, but a pregnant woman who's already hormonal and like lacking in confidence.
No one's going in your phone.
And does shit like that. Like, you are not shit.
So that's it for this past week, guys. The next weekly recap will probably not be that long either, unless something crazy happens after she's discharged from the hospital. So far this week, she hasn't posted much, but I will keep you guys updated, and I will still be around on Friday. If there isn't enough to go over something on Friday, then we'll do a throwback or something. But I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you in the next one.